Light a candle for peace. Whisper the words, please let it come soon. Whisper a prayer for the world.
Hey, welcome to a special segment of the podcast, Every Moment is Sacred. This is a very special poetry project called 82 Days of Poetry. I am sharing with you 82 poems, bit by bit. They are all written by my late mother, Leslye Layne Russell. Hey, I have a special announcement. It's my birthday month. No, not me, but the podcast, the show. Every Moment is Sacred has been live for a year today. Well, actually, yesterday. I had this funny occurrence when I was posting my trailer last year in 2022, and I meant to post it on November 7th, but I had the settings wrong. And if you know me by now, if you've been following my podcasting journey and my online social media journey, I sometimes have my settings wrong. This is probably symbolic as well. So I went to post my trailer for Every Moment is Sacred, scheduling it for November 7th, and it posted right away. So it was actually live on November 6th, but the intention was November 7th, and today is November 7th. And for the rest of the month of November, you will hear this special announcement because we're celebrating 1 year of Every Moment is Sacred, which began as a podcast celebrating meditation and healing in everyday life. And through the evolution of a year, we have added in creativity as well. I have found that I travel with creativity every day of my life. And so here we have poetry on Tuesdays. And in a moment, you will hear another one of my mother's wonderful poems. And these poems are becoming a book, so stay tuned for that. The number one episode of this podcast is the trailer. So, where it is also true that I will redo the trailer to include creativity and the current intention of this show. It is a well-loved trailer, and I'm very happy about that. I'm very proud about that. I remember when I created the trailer with my sound editor and I shared the final product with my partner and my son in our kitchen, and they both were in tears by how the trailer touched them. So listen to the trailer if you haven't already. Now, I also remember some of the criticism I received about that trailer. And now, a year later, when I listen to it, I can hear the things that are imperfect about it. And podcasting for me is this way. It is not a perfect game. It is a game of progress. It is a game of intimacy. It is a game of sharing my heart and providing a platform for other people to share their hearts as well. Which leads me to what my other 4 top episodes are. 3 of them are about narcissism. What does that say? It says that the world is hungry for voices that speak the truth about narcissism, whether they are people sharing their personal stories or an expert sharing a professional opinion, sharing experience, sharing a perspective of what is narcissism actually, all the way from narcissistic tendencies, which likely we all have, across the spectrum into narcissistic personality disorder, which is not actually very common, but very serious when it's happening. And there are lots of narcissistic moments in between those tendencies and the personality disorder. So to give a shout out to those guests, guests who are sharing their hearts in these most popular episodes. We have Sarah Kostelnik, who was the first one who shared about narcissism, and her episode is the most popular one aside from the trailer. And then we have Bria Burton, who is sharing her episode called Changing the World One Candle at a Time. And next up is Nikki Kurtner, who is a dear friend of mine, who's been a friend for a very long time. Now, everybody who is on my show is a dear friend, and many of them are new friends. But Nikki, I've known for over 20 years, and she is a marriage family therapist. She teaches, she mentors, she supervises. She's a creative being in so many ways, and she shares her professional opinion about narcissism. So there is that episode as well. I'm so grateful for all three of their perspectives, and there are other episodes about narcissism as well. In the top 5, on a different topic, Debbie McAllister is sharing her sacred soul alignments, which is so beautiful because she takes me through the healing journey that she takes her clients through. And it is so powerful and so meaningful. I recommend everyone listen to the Sacred Soul Alignments with Debbie McAllister. All of those episodes and every episode of this show is worth listening to. We share as a whole, as a community, we share about meditation. We create meditations on the spot. We share about meditation in the sense of bringing the meditations from Stillwater meditation in past years to light now. So if there is a meditation from the past that I think speaks to something timely today, those are the meditations that I'm sharing with you. We also, as a community, are sharing about healing. We touch on so many topics of healing, from eczema to narcissism, as I mentioned, to how stories can heal, to what other people are podcasting about. We have an abundance episode coming up this week. We have more and more experts all of the time who want to share their wisdom about what they offer to the world and what they have experienced in their professions. I love this show so much. And it's also an honor and delight to be sharing my mother's poetry. Now, creativity comes in so many different forms, and poetry is just one of them. But you can listen to poetry on Tuesday, meditation on Wednesday, and a healing conversation on Thursday. And sprinkled in there are some of my life experiences, but you can also hear me on other people's shows. I don't know how many shows I've been on at this point. I'm thinking 10, 15, maybe 20. You can search for my name on your podcast app, whether it's Apple or Spotify or another one, and you can hear about what I've been through in my life journey, sometimes eloquently spoken, and sometimes I'm just learning how to tell my story. But there you have it. You can listen to my show. You can listen to Sarah Kostelnik's show. I'm on her show. You can listen to many other shows. A lot of the people on Every Moment is Sacred have a podcast that I have also visited. So explore, enjoy. Now, this podcasting endeavor has surprised me that you are listening. You, person who is driving in your car, you, lovely soul who is washing dishes, you who is sharing this episode with a friend, you who are just searching and browsing through shows and you happen upon this one. You are in this beautiful, expansive audience, and you have brought me and this show into the top 5% globally. Now, I have not recently counted how many countries listen to Every Moment is Sacred, but I believe it is around 20 or 30 different countries around the world. Thank you. I think that's all I have to say. Oh, so let me just give you a sneak peek about what's coming. Because I record these greetings, I record so much, folks. I record so much that doesn't ever get aired. I have a ton of bloopers. And one day when I have a YouTube channel, perhaps this year, those bloopers will be showing up. In fact, maybe there'll be a whole podcast episode of just bloopers where I'm making funny faces, I'm making crazy noises. I can't get my words out straight. My sound editor, Ferrara Pan, now you can reach out to her, enantriadromia23@gmail.com. You can find her email in the show notes. She'll help you with your sound editing needs. She knows how goofy and how inarticulate I can be because she edits all of my files. And she's so patient because I often am right up against a deadline. I'm hoping that will also change in this second year of podcasting. A shout out as well to my website designer, Abby Cajola. She's been a guest on this show. She shares the very first meditation episode with me. She is one of my best friends. Her website is cajolapower.com. She can help you with all of your website needs. I highly recommend her. She is sacred and spiritual and straight to the point and very effective and a wonderful website designer. Total creative soul. Also, my stepfather, James Russell, not to be confused by Bodie Starwater, who is also my stepfather. So my mother was married 4 times, as was my father. So I have a million parents and siblings and extended family. Anyway, James Russell is my second stepfather, and he and my mother play some of the music that appears on this podcast. In fact, the outro that's on almost every episode is him playing with my mother. And on most of the intros, except for these poetry ones, he is also playing. But not only is he a guitarist and an amazing person in so many ways, he's also a luthier. That is a person who builds guitars. So you can find out about him by going to his website, russellguitars.com, RUSSELL guitars.com. He builds the most beautiful stringed instruments. You just have to check it out, even if you're not a musician. But if you're in the market for a beautiful instrument, go find him now. Okay, and my mom's album, My Oh My, is on all of the online streaming places, and she is just shining her light from the spirit world upon all of us. And her heart is a peaceful heart. So that brings me to my very last thing. I want you all to come to a meditation for peace on Thursday, December 7th at 12 p.m. Eastern. The link to register is in the show notes and also on my website, rainelizabeth.org. Click on the events tab and Stillwater Meditation, and there you can register. You can also browse my entire homepage and click on the button in the middle of the page that says meditate, and you will also be led to the link to register. Now, if Thursday, December 7th at 12 noon Eastern is not the best time for you, you will receive the replay by registering, and it's free. This is a meditation for peace. I feel called to do this because I took a break from teaching meditation online when my availability changed. And I love teaching meditation in person as well as online. So at this meditation for peace, we will gather together. We will notice the places inside of ourselves, in our relationships, as well as in the world that are calling for peace. And we will create a group meditation together. I do not have a meditation planned. That's not the way I work. I listen to who is there and we meditate on what is present in the moment. So please come. You can engage with me beforehand. It is a wonderful offering of peace from my entire heart to the entire heart of the world and the universe, and you are part of that. So please enjoy this gathering for peace. And during that event, I will also announce how Stillwater Meditation will continue online. So you'll have the opportunity to be one of the first people involved in the continuing efforts of meditation for peace and love and wellness and everything you want to meditate on ongoing into the future. Okay. Have you heard me talk long enough? Probably. Thank you for bearing with me. And now enjoy this beautiful poem written by my mother and read by me. On Wednesday, enjoy a wonderful meditation. On Thursday, enjoy a beautiful healing conversation and be involved in this community however you would like to. I respect and honor and treasure your presence. Thank you for being here. Rose Crystal Mala. 108 pre-revolutionary China hand-blown crystal beads. A string of rose light blessed by lamas. Tiny bubbles of space and time move through glass. Cool beads clink. Breathe, warm in fingers. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Sometimes simply held. No chant of manis, no hums or ohms. Just sit with the beads in black night, their weight still in hands, and move into irreducible crystal silence. Thank you so much for listening. It has been a great joy to have your presence here in this podcast. I welcome you to celebrate the joy and wisdom in your life exactly as it is. And I welcome you to feel loved, fully loved, exactly as you are. www.rainelizabeth.org